Hey, welcome back to the Bearded Ones. We got Chris from Movies and Munchies and Ruben from the Ruby Tuesday. Today's topic is going to be very interesting because it's more on the negative side, but next week's will be positive, so we're balancing out like Thanos there. So we're talking movie posters and our top, I guess it's our top 5, but there are definitely loads more that we could have pulled in, and I think they'll change over time as films get released and we go, well, that would have definitely gone in there. And it does feel like, I guess we can talk about this a little bit, how creativity has gone out the window. There's sometimes is a set design, how we must have this and this and this on our poster, therefore all creativity goes out the window. And it feels like corporations probably intervene saying we must have this in there. That person, or every agent says no, my person must be on it stipulates as part of the franchise, part of the marketing, and we end up with just really doo-doo. So I think it's gonna be interesting.
Sure, rubbish.
Let us know in comments wherever you're watching this or whenever you're watching this. Tweet us. What are your worst posters? There's probably a few that you could think of that pop up into your mind and you're like, oh, I remember that. That is just awful. There are a few that do that to me that were like, ugh, yeah, that didn't make me want to go and watch the movie. And the thing is, the movie was great. When I eventually did see it, you know, there are some like that. And you do wonder how multi-million, sometimes billion-dollar movies end up with a bad poster, because that's your face, right? That you got to sell it.
Yeah, well, I think some of it has just become laziness. Like, if you have an IP that is so popular, I mean, because you could argue with some of those that you don't even need a trailer, right?
True.
You announce the title and the date, and people are going to show up and see it, and that's all you need. And I think probably the same goes, that mentality transfers over to the poster. It's like, whatever, we just need to have these people on there. Let's make it look acceptable, maybe, and go from there. But I don't know. Some of these are just no.
Should we start then?
Yeah. What's you want to go?
Yeah, okay. So I'll bring up my first one, which I'll say is SpiderMan Homecoming. See that?
Oh, gosh.
I love SpiderMan Homecoming. I think it's a good film. I don't like the sequel as much, as you know, but I loved the third part. I thought it was great. But this film is brilliant. It's kind of, again, like a mixture. It's not just Spider-Man. We get Iron Man in there. It still feels like it's part of the Marvel MCU, but it also is a standalone and introducing Spider-Man to this version of the world.
Yes.
Great. The thing is, on this poster, we have every character. We have Tom Holland and Spider-Man. Okay, so we're showing both him as he's Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Cool. Have Spider-Man on the poster. Cool. I like the way he's standing, or like sideways.
Tom Holland or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, not Tom Holland.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we get the airbrushed faces. So we've got Zendaya, we've got Tom Holland himself, and we have a very... What's the actor's name just next to Zendaya? Vulture. Michael Keaton. Yeah. He looks weird to me. Like, I don't know what they've done with his face, but it looks odd.
He looks much younger.
Okay, they've de-aged him.
He really is. Yeah.
Cool. And then we have Iron Man. What this reeks of is me being doing this. Somebody paid me 50 grand, and they went, I have a little skill, but this is probably, I'm just gonna slap on some PG gifs of these characters, kind of sky blue background, a little tower there to show, a landmark, and Spider-Man. There we go. Bob's your uncle, done and dusted. Who needs more than that?
There is so much going on in this. I don't know why, and I don't remember his name, but the dude who on the poster, he's got the purple light with the little
Shaka.
Okay, yes. I like Marissa Tomei. I love Jon Favreau. All three of those do not need to be in this at all. No. I'm not sure I want you to show me Vulture.
Yep.
Under Robert Downey Jr. there, which this looks like, if you look at their faces, Tell me this isn't a Hallmark movie.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Like how
if you take away the superheroes,
this would be
right?
so much better. Like you could have Iron Man, Spider-Man, remove everything else. Maybe have an inkling of something else. Like there's way too much going on in this. You don't need to have the actors' faces, and you can. It's a Spider-Man movie. Have Spider-Man on the poster, and maybe an Iron Man. You don't need more than that.
I would take everybody off and have that side view of Spider-Man.
Yeah, in flames. And, like, yeah, cool. Do that.
Yeah, there's yeah, and I mean, come on. This again is. This is an IP that is selling itself. You know, when this movie came out, we had already had Civil War.
Yeah.
So we have been introduced in a tiny bit to Spider-Man, to Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he killed it.
Do you remember the moment in the cinema when Spidey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Under ruse.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is.
So here's another, because I definitely don't think whoever created this went to marketing school or digital photography school. Because what is your eye drawn to? So I've got 3 colors that my eyes come to. So we've got the purple, the flame by Vulture, and the white.
Uh-huh.
And the white is where my eye goes first, right under the chin of Spider-Man, which is ridiculous. Do not draw your viewer's eye to a chin. Like it makes no sense. This is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's exactly, and we typically read, at least like English speakers, typically it's left to right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And top to bottom.
Yeah.
And so what happens is our eyes follow then the brightest things.
Yeah.
And so we have, the glow underneath the chin, which why wouldn't you just put it behind his head to illuminate more of him? And then again, get rid of Vulture, get rid of Shocker. Those don't need to be there.
Someone got paid massive amounts of money for this poster.
They did, and I wish it was me.
Yeah.
And I could produce this poo and still get paid.
Yep.
That's ugh. Okay.
Actually, my poos are probably more creative than this.
There you go. Yes.
All right. Your first one. What are we looking at?
I'm going to go Robin Hood.
Okay.
The one with Taron Egerton and Jamie Foxx.
Such a great movie.
Yeah, I didn't see the movie. Okay, but here again, so much going on with this. Now I like the arrows because that kind of makes sense. It's Robin Hood. We think bow and arrow when we think Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Again, you have the whole the color scheme is what it's the bluish, greenish, and orangish are complementary on the color wheel. So you're going to see that often, in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But Eve Hewson in this, who's over to the right-hand side of the screen. Now again, I haven't seen the movie, but she looks like, with the dress that she's wearing, the whole makeup, the outfit, looks like she was photographed at a runway or at some.
It looks exactly like
premiere.
A modern photo slapped into a Robin Hood movie. It makes no sense.
And then right below is Ben Mendelsohn, who's wearing like a camel hair suit.
Yeah.
With a vest or a scarf underneath.
This gives you an idea of what the movie's like, though. To be honest, the costume, the costume design is really. No, it's not even. It's awful. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it's right in line, because I'm like, what in the world? I mean, and some of it might work. I just don't understand. Like you have these characters. Like I'm looking at the very bottom left, where after Jamie Dornan, there's some other character, and I don't know who that character is, or even what the actor is, but I don't know why he's there. It looks like maybe he's Friar Tuck, but it also looks like he has a backward baseball cap on, so I don't know. There's just
they try to make Robin Hood cool, basically, like modern cool, and still stuck in his era.
Well, and I'm okay with that. Like I could get along with that if it was done well. It doesn't sound like it was done well though. But the thing that gets me first and foremost is the outfits between Eve Hewson and Ben Mendelsohn. This doesn't make me want to watch the film.
No.
At all.
No, this is a straight to DVD movie poster.
and they're all. It's very weird too because Taron Egerton and Jamie Foxx are looking one direction. Like if I'm standing in front of the poster, they're looking over my left shoulder. Jamie Dornan is kind of looking over my left shoulder. The dude who's got the backwards baseball cap is looking directly at me.
Yep.
Eve Hewson is looking directly at me.
Yep.
Ben Mendelsohn is either looking at me or past my right shoulder. It's hard. Like what?
Why do we also need to have them kissing? So we know that the romance actually happens, but why do you need to have that in the poster? That seems like a weird thing to choose to put them. We've got both of those characters, so you're doubling up on them again. There's the third one with them in the chariot. Why do we need to be showing that there's a chase on a chariot? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Well,
who's the henchman? Like, why do we need the henchman on the poster on the bottom left?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and I think it's even more funny that the picture of Eve Hewson and Taron Egerton kissing are them wearing the exact same outfits that they have.
Yeah,
like it's not even from a different spot
scene
in the film.
Yeah.
It's just oh, disappointing.
Yeah.
Doesn't make me want to see the film. And you said it was terrible, right?
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay. Well. Cool.
Yeah, okay, so next one I guess we'll call heavy petting.
Oh, this makes my eye twitch.
I'm just gonna let you talk about this one. Because I think this hurt your soul when you looked at it.
Yeah, with okay, from a graphic design standpoint, I mean, the guy kissing the girl, fine, whatever. It's there, it's generic.
It's generic, it's like romantic rom-com poster. Yeah.
Yeah. The it's very weird that you have the names of the actors at the top with then a under in quotes the title of maybe a movie that you've seen them in or a show that you've seen them in underneath that, because they're unknowns basically within this, or they're not big enough that you go, ooh, whatever, I know these people. And then there's like the terrible font underneath it. At least it's all consistent font for the most part, so you have that. But then and it's gonna get rough is over her head, which
that is one of the first rules. You don't do that. Yeah.
Why are you? So the couple with him kissing her cheek, they're together. Obviously, the dog is just copied and pasted and put over the top of them. There's the tongue of the dog is licking his nose. He's not licking anybody else because the tongue, if it was licking her cheek, would not be curled all the way up onto his nose. We'll let that slide though. We'll let that slide. The shadowing behind the dog is not actually shadowing. It's just a glow. So in Photoshop, they just added a glow behind it because the paw that's on her chest that's supposed to be like it's touching her, like it's resting on her, is clearly not, because the orientation is wrong. The shadowing is not appropriate because as it was closer to her, it would be a darker shadow, just like visible on her right shoulder next to the guy's chest. See how dark that shadow is?
Yeah.
That's how, because they're really close to each other, that's how dark the shadow should be on Then the dog's lower paw, that is kind of obscured by the heavy petting title, which I think you're not supposed to see at all. It just is there, hanging out in the middle of nothing. I mean, it's this. I want to slap the person who made this.
This is bad.
And then I want to hurt the person who approved it.
You're right. Someone was very drunk or high that day and went, yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Which
do you have any thoughts on it?
No. I don't have any thoughts on that. I think you said it very well.
Okay.
What's your next one?
Okay. My next one, I have two Nicolas Cage ones on my thing.
I can't believe you've done that. Yeah.
I know, because I like him, but Left Behind is the first one.
Wow.
He looks like he's got a poo, and he's confused at why he has to poo. It's not orange and teal, and blues. So I appreciate that. I mean, there's This is a reboot of a movie that shouldn't have been made because the movie itself was terrible the first time.
To be
and
fair,
this was even more terrible.
I was gonna say the original, although bad, wasn't as bad as this reboot. How was that possible?
This one was unwatchable.
Yeah,
it is so like they cut out all context for anything that's going on.
Yeah,
and
doesn't make sense.
I don't. Yeah. So the poster does not convey what's going on. This
feels
poster,
like it's a movie about a plane that crashes, and maybe he's the pilot.
Like we saw Sully, right?
Yeah.
That's Tom Hanks, where a plane crashes, and that would make more sense. Or even the Jamie Foxx one.
Yeah, that is not what Left Behind is about.
No.
The end times, trials and tribulations.
Yeah,
those left behind. How did what?
And can I say, okay, so you've got the cast at the top.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing your top build. Your next three who are basically nobodies when you compare in Nicolas Cage. So their last names are the same size as Nicolas Cage's name in the font size, so that's weird. But then you have under that, you have some were saved and some were ... Okay, fair enough. We know that there's going to be a continuation. But as you read down, so this is, if I'm reading it, it says some were saved and some were based on the New York Times bestseller, Left Behind.
Why does it even say that? Some were saved and some were ...
Well, and it should be Left Behind.
Yeah.
Like that should be the prominent thing. And then you could put below that based on the New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
Because now it has context.
Yeah.
Right? That Left Behind is based on the...
Yeah, that's awful.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah. No, that's... Wow. Okay. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is The Heat. No, I didn't mind the movie, actually. I thought it was a fun one-time watch. It wasn't great. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. The thing is, I mean, first off, is just the airbrushing. They've airbrushed them to days, to the ends of the earth. But Melissa McCarthy, like, what did they do to the size of her face and the angle of her face? So you look at the size of her trousers next to Sandra Bullock's, and her shoulders and her scarf and her hair. Then it's like, do you remember the Marios, the Super Mario Brothers? They had like the monster dude with the tiny head. That's what it reminds me of. They shrunk her head. Were they embarrassed by the size of her head? Like, why did they shrink her? Why did they also plaster her spray painted face at a strange angle? I have so many questions, Chris.
It is unnatural, and because they are so airbrushed, it looks like disturbing.
Yeah.
Like
is this a horror?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you look at it, when you actually stare at it, I mean, it's like, oh, because her head is really tilted, which you could see that if maybe you're questioning something. I mean, I would go, yeah, like that. Which but I don't know why her head is so small.
But like you say, the tilted thing, but her neck really isn't tilted. It's only slightly.
It's only.
So it's
like this.
It's so unnatural.
Yeah, that hurts. Actually, I mean, unless I'm stretching, then that feels really good. You know what I mean? Like I got a crick in my neck or my shoulder. I don't know why that. And then I got to say the font color choices. I can barely read from the director of Bridesmaids. Yeah, well, and I don't even mind that as much because most of it's dark behind there. But then when you get after the heat, you have Eit, Loose, Annan. Because it's hard
because
to the gray and the pink.
Yeah,
they mess with the eyes too much there, and so it's just, and then you can't even read the white font across the light gray background of the cast. Just the credits.
And it's so boring as well. The black. The grey background. It's like they stood in front of a backdrop, which is exactly what they did, and that was it.
Yes.
And you're like, guys.
And I don't know, based on the description, tight ass, loose cannon. I don't know which is which. Like if you look at both of them, one does not look buckled down and like prim and proper or something, or just like, you know, rigid in their properness, and one is just like off the rails, because they both look like they have had some really tough nights and and just showed up. I don't know.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go. I'm gonna go again with my next one is a Nicolas Cage movie, Bangkok Dangerous.
Okay, let me just pull this up. All right.
I've not seen this movie either.
I haven't seen this one.
I don't know what he's doing with his hands.
I presume
he's reaching in.
I think I've seen the original of this, which is why I didn't watch the remake. The original's incredible. Okay. In fact, I think there's more than one. I think it might be a trilogy.
Okay.
I think he's pulling out a gun, but it does look like he's scratching his armpit.
Yeah, I mean, it's really high up.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe he's reaching for a gun. Fair enough. What's he doing with his other hand in front of him?
Why isn't there anything in his hand? Is there something in his hand? No, there isn't.
I can't see. It looks like he's holding something, right?
He's meant to have a gun, by the looks of it, or a sword. I think it's a sword.
Well, that's I don't know. That's terrible then. Okay. Like if it was made today, he would be holding a phone. Like it looks like he's holding a phone.
You know what's funny though? There is the subtitle at the bottom. It's all in the execution. Because he did well. He didn't execute it.
Yeah, no. It's just and I mean, it's funny too, because part of this, I like the desaturation of the colors with Nicolas Cage, making him black and white and just pulling out, you're crushing some of the blacks and turning up some of the contrast so that bits of his face are brighter and everything. It gives him this comic book-esque
I don't mind the bullet holes either.
Yeah, there's some I mean, it's weird because we don't get the sense that we're behind glass.
Yeah, that is weird.
But
I guess we are.
Fair enough, but I guess we are. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what this is. So he's holding something that's not there, and he's
you know what? I'm intrigued. So, I kind of want to see the film now to find out where this bit happens.
What's going on?
What is happening? Why does he hold something that's invisible and scratch his armpit at the same time?
Yeah, I don't. Well, yeah. That's actually the crux of the movie.
That's a movie I'd watch.
Totally. Maybe 5 minutes of it. Yes. It's a short. Oh man. Oh, all right, what's next on your list?
Okay. Okay, this is I Am Wrath with John Travolta. There is a lot to talk about here, but I think what your eye is going to be drawn to is something that's going to give you nightmares for a long time. So they've de-aged him badly. They've sprayed him badly, and then they've made him look like an alien on his cheekbones and his forehead. Also feels like his head's just like this is Face Off, and they've taken his face and put it on a body. And then we have, like, moving on, we have the car behind him, which again, PNG of Travolta put in front of this car with out of focus background city drop, like the most boring color palette and poster ever. Also, John Travolta and I Am Wrath all in the same font doesn't lead my eyes to anywhere, and the fact that I Am Wrath is bigger than, like, so it reads as Am Wrath, John Travolta.
Yeah, because the eye disappears completely.
Disappears off there. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, okay, so first off, I was horrified by his look.
What is that? Seriously, who did that?
Yeah, it's kind of Michael Myers.
Yeah, right?
Like
it's like he's wearing a horror face, yeah.
Yeah, and the hair does not look real.
Yeah, that's why especially the face on, because the hair is just standing out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I don't know if maybe that's just a photograph that he was wearing a wig or something. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I would put, I mean, the whole directed by Chuck Russell, I would drop down.
Yeah.
That could go towards his knees there.
Yep.
I would also, I mean, I lay my vengeance upon them. the fonts are very uninspired, but whatever, they're consistent. But yeah, the whole John Travolta and I Am Wrath, I don't know where I see it as one. They're so close together that, and they're done in the same font and color, and I
see. I might even have gone I Am Wrath underneath each other,
stacked.
Yeah, that could have been like, and you could have had it on his black with a kind of brighter font, breaking it up, having it more gritty. And John Travolta could have been, we know who he is, so we can put him just above, directed by Chuck Russell at the bottom. And then it's much more open, you can see what it is. You don't need I Lay My Vengeance Upon Them at all, even on the poster, because what does that even mean?
Well, if you wanted to, you could put that below it also.
True. Yeah.
Like, let's not bury the lead. Yeah. Let's do the title of the movie, I Am Wrath. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
this looks like a straight to DVD type of thing. But it's just...
Which means these posters are so much more important because they will sell the movie. Yeah. Especially if it's straight to DVD. That's how you're going to make the investors their money back. This did not make their investors their money back.
I can't imagine. I would not be drawn to this movie. Like, my eye wouldn't even be drawn to it.
Had you even heard of this movie?
I'm seeing it, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but I mean, like, think of it. If you're at the video store or even on Amazon, and you're scrolling through, this is not something that would make you stop because there's nothing. I mean, it's a lightish palette with like a black blob in the middle of it, and it's just visually uninteresting. Okay. My next one, and I actually want to see this movie, but it's The Devil's Double. I don't know why everything is gold, and I assume that has to do with the story content. But everything
Dominic
disappears.
Cooper. Huh.
Yeah.
Can you even read?
Movie?
No, I haven't. Can you even read the writing below the chair? Wow, you really have to zoom in on that.
Sex, power, too much money. What do you get a prince, in quotes, that has everything? I don't. Again, it looks so overly photoshopped. Like, the guns do not look like he's actually holding guns.
Yeah, it's so oversaturated. Everything blends into each other.
Yeah,
I bet they thought this looks like they spent time and money on this poster. And somebody said,
why wouldn't you have just taken a photo with him? I mean, even if you're going to add the bullets in afterwards, taken a photo of him holding guns, because it doesn't look like he's actually holding the guns. I mean, the guns don't look real. The guns look fake. Like that they're after, put in afterwards. And maybe they're not. But it's at first glance, I mean, just some of the separation of colors between the barrel and stuff and the back.
It's really hard to read the title as well, and the based on the true story. I didn't see that until just now. I had to force my eyes to see that. So yeah, wow.
Yeah,
I totally get why.
Yeah, I don't know, and it might be a good movie too. That's the other thing.
Might be.
It just so.
Okay.
Okay.
My next one is a double whammy, 2 for the price of 1. This is XMen First Class, which I didn't mind the movie, but these posters are...
What the heck is going on with those?
The weakest link, like in the UK, goodbye, you are the weakest link. Magneto with a face... Magneto shadow... with the face of the actor, Fassbender, literally just like, hi, I'm hiding, I'm over here, guys, hi. And then Xavier in his wheelchair with the face of the actor. I honestly don't get it. It feels like a mistake. Like someone just said, okay, I have these ideas, I'm just sticking images on things, a white background, and then accidentally sent the email, and they went, oh, okay, cool, yeah, you know what you're doing. Because how did this get published as... posters? I don't get it.
Because you know what? If you take the tragically photoshopped faces off of there, the silhouettes on the white background with just X-Men First Class and the date,
much more powerful.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I
really don't need the faces of the actors on there.
The one with James McAvoy is making my eye twitch something awful, because it cuts the right above his
head.
eye.
Yeah, you still see the white. So someone's gone and photoshopped that. They've gotten rid of the pixels, thinking, "Oh, we need to see more of the arm of the wheelchair." So they've deleted some of his face. It's not even blended. It's just gone.
Yeah, it's just that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's definitely some of the worst posters I've seen. And it's interesting how quickly you can make a poster bad, because, like you said, if you took those faces away, interesting posters.
Absolutely, because we don't know who is in there. You know what I mean? And
but we immediately associate like who they are because we've seen them in the world. But we don't have to yeah.
Okay. My last one is this is more so because I have a general disdain for this movie. Like, this is one of the movies that I absolutely hate.
I thought so.
Yeah, it is M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening. Very early on in the film, as my wife and I were watching this, I said, if this is The Plants, I'm going to be pissed. And then it was The Plants.
I mean, Mother Nature, I totally get Mother Nature being angry.
Yes, totally. Okay. Totally. And if I was Mother Nature, I would wipe out most of Earth also. I have no...
But let's talk about the poster. What's wrong with the poster?
Let's talk about the poster. Why is the world bending like this?
Because Mother Nature
is bending. Bending
I have
physics?
no idea.
I mean,
actually, when I first saw this image, I didn't see the title, and I thought you had done Inception, because I saw the buildings warping.
And the color.
Yeah, and the color. So I opened it up and went, oh, this is a poster for The Happening? What the... How does this relate to the movie in any way?
Well, and I think even Mark Wahlberg is a little bit squished within the warping that they've done.
Yeah. The bodies of the females as well, they meld into one. Yeah. If your eye follows the head, it almost looks like it goes from head to child's torso to legs. It's weird. Yeah.
And what's this movie about? If you see the poster, what's the movie about?
The movie is about the world squashing people. It's empty, so they're all alone. Perhaps it's end times, and they're going to go towards the light. They're dying. There you go.
Oh, I can see the light at the end. Yeah, that makes sense. I also think like 2012, like disaster film, Earth disaster.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean?
There's no one around. There's this papers floating about big storm in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah,
this doesn't convey the movie at all. It's terrible.
No. Poo. Okay. Do you have any more?
Yeah. Final one.
Okay.
So I love the audiobook. I think it's my favorite audiobook. It's like the best audiobook. So I like the movie, but I was very disappointed with the movie. I was, because I just couldn't get over how much they changed, and things that I wanted to be in the movie were not there. I was just like, no. So Ready Player One by Steven Spielberg. This is hilarious, because if you think about the budget and the marketing budget alone that goes into a movie like this was of 2018 probably the biggest film in terms of budget. I don't know if it was the one that made the most money, but it was huge. It was a big deal. Look at the leg.
He's 7 feet tall and most of his leg.
Wow. His leg is for days. He's like three rungs up. 1, 2, and
oh my gosh!
How did this get past the marketing team?
That is, oh my gosh! No, that's really funny. Yeah, they should have moved that bottom rung just up, like condensed all of the rung.
Oh my word!
Oh, that is Wow. I didn't see that right off the bat. That is funny.
It is.
Because then if you straighten out the other leg,
Yeah.
he's like 6 to 8 inches, maybe even a foot off.
Yeah.
Like he's so Oh. And what's with the egg in the background?
Well, we wouldn't know, but it's to do with if you've heard the story, we would know.
True.
I guess that's what they're trying to get at. But
yeah,
nobody looking.
No, that makes
nobody
sense.
looking at the film would be like, oh, there's a weird egg. Cool.
Yeah, I don't get the glow behind his temple.
His head. Yeah,
Yeah,
the egg glow wouldn't go there either, so I don't know. The light doesn't make sense. If all the glow's in the top right hand, it wouldn't be there on his head either.
Yeah, I don't.
I
would have loved. Now, I loved the audiobook. I thought it was spectacular, and it was Will Wheaton, right, that narrates
so good.
it.
Yeah, Will's did a fantastic job with that.
Just, I mean, like the perfect choice to do this. I think had they chosen one of the scenes, or at least to bring in more of the pop culture iconography.
I think you could have had a lot of fun with this poster. You could have gone crazy with it, but it still been really good. Yeah.
As somebody, if you've never read the book, I don't even know what this is about.
Why is this poster going to draw you? Again, asking your question, what is this movie about? You look at the poster. So there's a guy that lives in a town. He's climbing a ladder. There's a weird halo around the title. So there's some sort of, is that an alien thing?
Alien?
Maybe, yeah.
That's what I think.
That basically they get invaded and he's got to survive in this shanty town. Sounds like a cool premise, but that's what I would think that the film is. Nothing to do with actually what the movie's about.
No, there's so much pop culture within this.
Yeah.
That you
could have had a little teaser
on.
Teaser like Easter eggs, like in the movie or in the poster. You could have done so much with it. Had a really fun time. Yeah.
Yeah, even just silhouetted some things.
Yeah. I would have.
I mean,
I would have.
Yeah.
Would have gone for it. Yeah.
Anyway, goodness.
That's why. That's my last one.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to share this one. We'll see. Yeah. This is a meme that I love. And it's just, I don't understand this trilogy at all. And this is actually, I think, a larger conversation. We don't have to get into it totally now. But if you look at movie posters, there is zero, like we've been talking about, there's zero creativity. They're all rinse and repeat. They're all very much copied from one another, where you have a large group. If you have an ensemble cast, you put all of the characters in the middle of it. And I guess maybe depends on the hierarchy of that actor, that who gets prominence within there. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But this one is, the meme is, I don't understand this trilogy at all. It goes from Dark Phoenix to Star Wars The Force Awakens to Disney's Aladdin. Now, all of these now owned by Disney, which makes it even more funny.
True.
But it's the whole orange and blue scheme, which we see on so many things. I mean, it is now completely uninspired.
Yep.
It makes me just sick to look at. Yeah. And the accuracy of that, where you would look at these, and if you took away the titles and you didn't know what they were, you would think that they were connected.
They were in some way like a part of the universe, of some sort. Yeah, because of orange and blue. Yeah. And all the heads and all the faces.
And all the heads. Yeah. Just it. And there's so much to focus on in each of them.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It's too much. Yeah. Way too much. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah. Well, so there you go.
Cool.
What are some of the bad things, or bad things, worst movie posters that you've seen? And it could either be from a design standpoint, where maybe you have a design eye, or maybe you do that for a living or whatever, or maybe it's just so repulsive to you visually that it turns you off and you cannot stand looking at it. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm being attacked by a giant bee.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you were reacting.
You could probably...
This is 3 weeks in a row that you have wasps and bees in your studio there.
Gosh,
that is not good.
He's getting aggro.
Oh no!
He's the big fluffy one. Go out the window, dude.
Oh, they typically don't bite. They're just
big.
They're just kind. Yeah, and they bump on things.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. I'm feeling like he's gonna bump on something and land on me. Okay, he's gone. He's out the window.
He's out the. He bumbled his way out.
Yes, he did. Nice one, Chris.
I thought you were reacting to like, oh, it's visually appalling, and you can't.
No, I was leaning away from the bee that was like in my face.
Oh, that's great. Oh, well, on that note, thank you so much for your support through this. We really do appreciate it.
We'll be back next week.
Ooh, you're a bad boy. Okay, that's it. We're done. I'm sorry.
I'm not doing the outro this week, Chris. It's too bad. We have to find a better. We have to find a better one.
I agree. Yes. Okay. Well, so we'll be back next time. Thank you. We'll see you.